It is underway at the City Park in Carrington, and on the second pitch of the game, after Zeke Barnick took a ball, then he popped to short right field, and Taylon Merring, the second baseman for Carrington, post 25, made the catch. And we're underway with game number 4 of this season for Carrington post 25 baseball against the District 4 leader, Edgeley. David Burrow with you. Thanks for joining us here on the Cardinal. So glad to have you with us on this Wednesday afternoon. First pitch is low and away to Ross Friedenberg from Tate Wolski, and stealing second without a play. Barnick did not pop out. He was able to drop that in for a base hit. So Barnick is on with a single. And now Ross Friedenberg with a steal of second. 297 for Ross, 11 of 37. He swings and misses, and the count's 1-1. Tate Wolski starting as he did in the game last month between these teams in Edgeley. Next one coming is swung on and missed. And now Wolski ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He has the 1 win. He pitched 6 innings in that game last month. Remember also, you can watch this game at the Cardinal YouTube page. Who starts for Tate in the 3 games. Pitch outside. Here's Friedenberg going again to third. And the ball is knocked down by the third baseman for Carrington, and that is Evan Johnson, to prevent it from going into the outfield. So Barnick has stolen second and third to get things started here for Edgeley here in the last of the first inning. The top of the first inning. Just the second home game for Carrington. Edgeley, 4 wins. They're leading this district. Next one from Wolski is a bound to the right side on 1 hop. The run comes in as Taylon Merring throws out Friedenberg. 1 out, but a 1-0 Edgeley lead here in the top of the first inning. RBI number 6 for Friedenberg. So happy to have you with us. Damian Carlson, the catcher, lead off. Bats third for Edgeley. The Bassett Motors starting lineups. We'll bring them to you as we move along. Wolski's first pitch. Tate delivers low. So Barnick's at center field to lead off for Edgeley. He's already batted. Then Ross Friedenberg at third. Damian Carlson, the catcher, up now. He waits on a 1-0 pitch from Wolski, and it's inside. Corner strike called. Jacob Nitschke is their cleanup hitter in the first baseman. Brady Hansen, the shortstop, bats 5th. It's Drew Thorpe. He's the DH and batting 6th. Caden Nitschke, the left fielder, hitting 7th. As a bounder to the left side, couple of hops there. Shortstop Johnson with a throw and 1 hop and makes its way past first. And on his way to second base is Damian Carlson. Kyle Johnson, the shortstop, with a throw that would have had him, but the throw skipped away. Carlson will be run for. Luke Nitschke is running for him at second base. 1-0 Edgeley here in the top of the opening inning. Max Turnell, the right fielder, hits 8th, and Nathan Sheely batting 9th, the second baseman, to round out the Bassett Motors batting order for Edgeley. Will bring you the Carrington batting order as we move our way into the bottom of the first inning. Tate Wolski in a little trouble here early and pitches 1 inside to make it a 1-1 count to Jacob Nitschke after the first pitch was a called strike. Scheduled for 3 straight days of games for Carrington after they have not played for a little bit. Here's a line drive. It went off Wolski and into center field for a base hit. They're waving Luke Nitschke around, and there's no play. Jacob Nitschke singles in the second Edgeley run. Boy, he hit that ball hard. It's 2-0 Edgeley, and Jacob has his 10th run batted in that leads this team. And catcher Max Whitman going out to visit with Tate, our Dakota Central mound visit, just to make sure Tate's okay. Brother, was that ball hit hard by Jacob Nitschke for the second Edgeley hit here in the top of the first inning. Now shortstop Brady Hansen. Hansen 9 for 33. That's 273. 2 doubles. He's driven in 4. Edgeley with designs on a big first inning. Still only one out. First pitch from Wolski is right down the middle for a strike. Jamison Coots at first base for Carrington. Taylor Mary at second. Kyle Johnson, the shortstop. Evan Johnson is at third base. 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled off down the right field line and out of play. It's 0-2. Jacob Bayshon's in left. Josh Bickett in center. Isaiah Otis in right for Carrington with Max Whitman behind the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Tate Wolski, if he can't induce a double play ball, could use a strikeout right here. Here's the next fastball, low and away. Good backhanded stop by Whitman. And the count's a ball and 2 strikes. Of course, just the second game at this park. Carrington High School. The Cardinals not able to play here this year. But this field in good shape as it was for the other game. The Cardinals, the post-25 played her line drive back up the middle with a headlong dive and not able to reach it is the center fielder Bickett, but he's able to throw to second and throw out Nitschke on a force play that goes 8-4. And you can't blame Nitschke there. He had to wait to see if that ball was caught or not. He didn't want to hit into a double play. So the fielder's choice goes 8-4. It cost Brady Hansen a hit. He's on at first, and Drew Thorpe is at the bat, the DH. 400 for Drew, second best on this club to Barnick in hitting. 8 for 20. He's driven in 5. And he takes a strike. 2-0 Edgeley, top of the first inning. Next pitch. Hits Thorpe. For Drew, that's the 4th time he's been hit by a pitch, and now it's first and second for Edgeley with 2 down. And Cade Nitschke, the left fielder, comes up. 7th batter in the opening inning for Edgeley. And Cade's hit well, 13 of 35. That's 371. 4 doubles, he's driven in 5. Carrington, red tops, gray slacks. Strike called. Carrington in block print above the big block print number in the front, block print number in white on the back and on the front. American Legion patch on the sleeve. Next one's low and away, and it's 1-1 now to Cade Nitschke. Tate Wolski with a 21-pitch first inning so far. Next one's low and away. Now it's Nitschke's advantage on the count. Cade Nitschke, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hansen on second and Thorpe at first with 2 out. 2 already in. The next delivery coming, and it is a foul ball out of play on the first base side. 2-2. It feels like July, doesn't it? It feels very much like July. If you've been outside today, you know that. But that means it's baseball season. Strike 3 call. Wolski comes back with a breaking ball to retire Nitschke, but a good first inning for Edgeley. They had 2 runs, 2 hits. There was an error, and 2 left. And we are through a half inning of play on the Bank Forward scoreboard. Edgeley going for the regular season sweep of Carrington. And they have 2. Carrington coming to bat on 1600, 100.1, the Cardinal. Here's the Bassett Motors starting lineup for Carrington for head coach Grady Shipman. Josh Bickett, the center fielder, is the leadoff batter. Jacob Bason's in left fielder bats second. Max Whitman is the catcher and third in the lineup, and the cleanup hitter is shortstop Kyle Johnson. Tate Wolski, today's starting pitcher for Carrington, bats fifth. It's Jamison Coots at first base sixth. Evan Johnson is the third baseman batting seventh. Isaiah Otis, the right fielder, hits eighth. And Talon Maring, the second baseman, bats ninth. And they go against Trent Johnson, who has been one of the main pitchers for Edgeley early on in this season. He's 3-0, and his first pitch misses outside to Josh Bickett, who is 2 for 7 to start the season, but he's also drawn 5 walks, and he takes one low 2-0, and he's also stolen 5 bases. So the guy that Carrington wants at the top of the lineup. Left-handed batter, good athlete, as you know. Fastball inside, and now it's ball 3. And I would imagine Josh will take another here. Next from Trent Johnson. Low and inside he did. And it's a 4-pitch walk to start. Not what Trent Johnson wanted to do after he and his teammates gave him a 2-0 lead in the top half of this inning. Now here's Jacob Basons. 1 for 9 to begin this season. But he has walked 3 times. Again, it's only the 4th game for Carrington. Only 8 on the schedule for this very young team, and with only 10 players. First pitch low. Trent Johnson has missed with his first 5. Next one coming. It is high and inside. It's ball 6, and it's ball 2 to Basons. They play him a little bit to pull, especially the left fielder Edgeley, and the next one is low and bounces away back to the backstop. Ball 3, Bickett's on to third, and Trent Johnson is still looking to throw a strike. He's thrown 7 pitches and all out of the strike zone. Bickett didn't even need to steal there. He's on at second, but that doesn't mean he might not try to steal third. 3-0 to Basons. Trent Johnson, the right-hander, fires, and it's right down the middle for his first strike, and it's 3-1. 2-0 Edgeley if you're just joining us. Bottom of the first inning, leading in Carrington. A 3-1 delivery from Basons, fouled it back to the screen to fill the count. Max Whitman, the on-deck batter, retrieves that baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bickett with the lead. He is not on the go, and a swing and a miss by Basons. He strikes out. His 7th strikeout in 10 at-bats so far this season, and there's one down here in the bottom of the first, and that brings up catcher Max Whitman. A great start for Max at the plate. 6 of 10. He has a double and a triple, and he's driven in 2. He's also walked 3 times. Trent Johnson wants a first pitch strike. He has one on the outside corner with a breaking ball. Tomorrow, weather permitting, and BJ will be back. BJ is attending to a family matter today, but he'll be back with you tomorrow if the weather cooperates. Next one, first, outside 1-1. Grady Shipman's team plays Kidder County and Steele tomorrow afternoon. Start time a little earlier than the day, 4:45 here on the Cardinal. Next pitch is fouled back to the screen. And Max Whitman is down on the count of the ball and 2 strikes. Josh Bickett at second, 1 out. Trent Johnson looks back there. Will set Edgeley's defense. Sheely, the second baseman, holding him on fairly closely. The pitch, swing and a foul back. Whitman just got a piece of that. It is Jacob Nitschke at first base for Edgeley. Second baseman Nathan Sheely, Brady Hansen at short, and Ross Friedenberg at third. Kate Nitschke in left, Zeke Barnick in center, and Max Turnlin in right, with Damian Carlson behind the plate. A 1-2 pitch, and Whitman just got a piece of that one, too. He's fouled off 3 in a row, 2 with 2 strikes, and he stays down on the count 1-2. A lead again by Josh Bickett off second. Trent Johnson looks back there. Now the right-hander kicks and deals, and it's high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Hitter County and Steele tomorrow, 4:45, and then Friday in a rescheduled game. Oh, there's been some rain. It's nice and sunny today. Next pitch first. And Whitman flies into the left field. Bat goes Caden Edgeley. He's under it. He has it. Tagging. Oh, he dropped the ball. And on his way to third is Bickett. He's being waved around. And Josh scores. Now the overthrow is wide, and that allows Whitman to make it all the way to third base. And the Edgeley lead is cut to 2-1. A routine fly ball that Caden Edgeley dropped. Bickett scores, and it's a one-run game. And first ball hitting and sending it foul down the right field line is shortstop Kyle Johnson. No RBI for that for Whitman, but he's on third base. Kyle Johnson, 3 for 13, 231. He's driven in 3. Tying run on third, 1 out. Fastball missed a little outside. Count even at 1-1. Well, it was an interesting start when these teams played last month down in Edgeley. It was 3-3 through 3, and it stayed that way until Edgeley won the game on the last play of the game in the bottom of the 7th, 4-3. It was Friedenberg who had the game-winning hit that day. Swing and a foul back out of play by Kyle Johnson. Now he's down on the count at 1-2. And now Trent Johnson is up to 20 pitches. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Whitman off third. Here it comes. Fastball missed inside. Count even now at 2-2. All the infielders in toward the grass, not quite to it. 2-2 delivery is swung on and fouled back to the screen, and Kyle Johnson now making Trent Johnson work a little. Still at 2-2. This will be the 6th pitch Kyle sees in this plate appearance. Here comes. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner, and Johnson is retired. The 2nd strikeout by Trent Johnson. Kyle Johnson is out. 2 down. Tate Wolski comes out. Wolski would like to get it going. Just 1 for 12 to begin this season. With 7 strikeouts. Right-handed batter. Johnson's first pitch is a fastball right down the middle for a strike. 2-1 Edgeley. An interesting start to this game in Carrington. Bottom half of the opening inning. Next to Wolski. High and inside. Made him back off. Ball and a strike now. Whitman with that lead off at third, carrying the tying run. Next delivery, fastball in the outside corner for a strike, and now the count's 1-2. So, through all of this, Trent Johnson a strike away from escaping this first inning with a lead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes Wolski. High and outside, evens the count at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. They still don't have it right on the board. But here it comes. Swung on and missed. Doesn't matter now. Wolski strikes out, and 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the first inning for Trent Johnson. But Carrington did score a run. No hits. There was that error that allowed the run to come in. Bickett, who had walked, and there is 1 left. On the Bank Forward scoreboard through an interesting first inning in Carrington on 1600, 100.1 The Cardinal. It is Edgeley 2, Carrington 1.
Perfect. Thank you very much. God. Yeah. So
Well, what will happen in the second inning? 2-1 Edgeley at the end of one. Edgeley at 9-2. Their 4 wins lead this district. Linton Ashley Wishick is next with 2 wins. Everybody else either has 1 or none. Max Turnlin, Nathan Sheely, Zeke Barnick, 8-9-1 in the Edgeley order in the top of the second. If anybody gets on, Ross Friedenberg. For Max Turnlin, 7 of 26, 269. He has a couple of doubles, and he's driven in 4. This team has hit well, Edgeley. 328 as a team in their first 11 games. Hansen not pitching today, but all 3 of his starts have been complete games, including one he lost. He has 2 wins. Trent Johnson, who's pitching today, has 3. Tate Wolski's first pitch of the second inning is a strike on the outside corner and a fastball to Max Turnlin. Edgeley in green tops with white numerals. That's delivery low. Count 1-1 now. Great slacks for Edgeley. Ball and a strike. Wolski set to fire again, and the fastball misses a little low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Up to 27 pitches now for Wolski, and number 28 is in for a strike. The knees on the outside corner, 2-2. Tate working quickly, fires again. Breaking ball's in for strike 3, a second straight strikeout as he retired Cade Nitschke looking to end the top of the first. 1 down in the second, Edgeley batting with a 2-1 lead over Carrington, and Nathan Sheely, 9th hitter in the order, second baseman at the bat. Nathan just 2 for 16 to begin this season. Struck out twice in the first meeting, and a ground ball to third, not able to handle it is Johnson, and there's no play anywhere. Hit fairly hard, but Evan Johnson was right there, had it in his glove and couldn't hang on. And it's the second Carrington error in this game. And Nathan Sheely is a 1-out base runner here on the top of the second. Back to the top of the order for Edgeley, and center fielder Zeke Barnick. Single to lead off the game, stole second and third, and scored. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1 to him. A week from Monday is when the district tournament begins in Wishick, so it's up to Carrington now to put it together. Soft fly ball foul out of play down the right field line, and Zeke Barnick's now down on the count 0-2. Barnick now 2 for 5 against Carrington this season. He had a hit in the game in Edgeley last month. Tate Wolski 0-2 coming to Zeke Barnick. Here it is, and it is a fly ball into right center field. That's in the gap, and it drops in for a hit. Round second, on his way to third is Sheely. Stops there as the throw comes back in, and Zeke Barnick has a double to make it second and third with 1 out, his third double this season. In fact, that is now 8 extra base hits for Zeke among his 20 hits. He also has 4 triples and a home run. And improving on a .409 batting average coming in. Now Ross Friedenberg, who drove in the first run for Edgeley with that ground ball in the first inning. Trouble again for Wolski, but he delivers a first pitch strike to Friedenberg on the outside corner to the right-handed batter. Infielders about halfway here. Johnson at third, Coots at first, even with the bag. And a foul tip at the plate puts Friedenberg down on the count, strike 2. Ross looks down for a sign. 2 in scoring position for him here. Tate Wolski's next delivery on 0-2 way high, and now 1-2. Good jump up there by Max Whitman to catch that ball before it flew back to the backstop. Remember, you can watch it, the Cardinal YouTube channel. Jackson Miller taking care of the video today. Foul out of play by Friedenberg. A ball and 2 strikes still to Ross. Stay hydrated. If you're going to be outside, brother, stay hydrated. Low and away, good backhand stop by Whitman may have prevented a run. 2-2. It is 90 degrees right now in Carrington. It is breezy. 20 miles an hour out of the north. That helps a little on a day like this. Reaching out, grounding to the left side. Couple of hops for Johnson as the run scores. The throw to first is too late. And it's 3-1. Edgeley, an infield hit by Friedenberg, his second run batted in of the game and his seventh of the year. And Kyle Johnson just took a little bit too much time with that throw, and Friedenberg was able to beat it out. Barnick's on to third. First and third, still only one out, and Damian Carlson, who reached on that error in the first inning, is up. Lukanitsky, who courtesy ran for him, scored the run. Runner goes, pitch is low and away. Whitman doesn't make a throw. Ross Friedenberg has his sixth stolen base of the year. That's 3 already today for Edgeley. They're 36 out of 44 now. Next pitch missed a little outside. It was the second one to Carlson. Counts 2-0. 3-1 now Edgeley in the top of the second inning. A foul out of play by Carlson, and the count's 2-1. And Edgeley would rather not have the drama that they had in the game last month on their home field. Next pitch, high and inside. 3 balls and a strike. Wolski works quickly. Next one is lifted into center field. Under it is Josh Pickett. He has it for the second out. Barnick tags, scores without a play. Sacrifice fly for Carlson. Improves the lead to 4-1 for Edgeley. Damian Carlson's 9th run batted in. So now 2 down, and Jacob Nitschke at the bat. Jacob brought in the second Edgeley run with a single in the top of the first inning. So 2 in each of the first 2 for Edgeley. They're still batting in the second. Wolski's first pitch. Breaking ball, fouled out of play. An Edgeley team that has looked good. Kidder County gave them one of their losses. A 2-1 loss in the last play of the game. That's, of course, who the Carrington team, post 25, sees tomorrow in Steel at 4:45 on the Cardinal. 0-1. Foul back to the backstop. Now down in the count is Jacob Nitschke, 0-2. And on deck hitter Brady Hansen retrieves that ball for the umpire. No balls, 2 strikes. Wolski with the next. Breaking ball is hit through the hole between third and short for a base hit. Round third is Friedenberg on his way to score as the throw comes in. And a relay throw to second is too late. Jacob Nitschke now is driven in 2. That's a single, and he takes second on the throw. And now it is 5-1 for Edgeley. And Jacob Nitschke now up to 11 runs batted in. And that's 5 hits for Edgeley. And Tate Wolski is now up to 47 pitches here in the top of the second inning with 2 out. And it's Brady Hansen. He lined into that fielder's choice in the first inning and takes the first one outside. Look at second. Here's the next. A bounder to the left side. Johnson, the third baseman, has it on the short hop. Throw across. Just got him to retire the side. But 3 more in the top of the second for Edgeley. 3 runs, 3 hits, another error. They left 1. And we head to the bottom half of the second inning on the Bank Forward scoreboard here on 1600, 100.1 The Cardinal, with Edgeley's lead over Carrington now at 5-1. Oh, a little bigger for Carrington as this game heads to the last of the second. 5-1 Edgeley. Jamison Coots leads off against Trent Johnson. And swinging on the first pitch, bounding on the left side. A hop for Friedenberg at third. Throws, got him at first. Coots, 3 for 9 before that bat. Jamison first ball hitting is the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. And Evan Johnson at the bat for Carrington. Post 25. Trent Johnson with the first pitch swung on and missed. For Evan Johnson, just his second game, he went 2 for 4 in the other game that he did play. Strike on the outside corner. And quickly, Evans down on the count, 2 strikes. Trent Johnson looking for strikeout number 4 with an 0-2 delivery coming. It is swung on and missed. He does have it. A little bit of a change up there fooled Evan Johnson, and quickly 2 up and 2 down in the Carrington second with Edgeley up 5-1. Now Isaiah Otis still looking for his first hit in Legion play. He's 0 for 6. Trent Johnson pitched around the air in the opening inning. Well, it held Carrington to 1 run. First pitch strike here to Otis. Isaiah right back in. Waits on Trent Johnson's next, and it is a slow hopper on the left side. Friedenberg charging about 45 feet down the line. Throws, got him at first. Good play by Friedenberg on a very slowly hit ball. But he retires Isaac Otis, and very quickly, 3 up and 3 down on only 6 pitches by Trent Johnson in the Carrington second. On 1600, 100.1, the Cardinal at the end of 2 on the bank forward scoreboard in Carrington. Edgeley 5, Carrington 1. Tate Wolski would like a bit of a calmer inning, please. The first 2 have been anything but that. He's allowed 5 runs, 5 hits. His defense hasn't helped him with a couple of errors. It's 5-1 Edgeley. Meanwhile, Carrington still looking for their first hit as a walk and an error combined for the Carrington run in the last of the first. 6, 7, 8 in the Edgeley order in the third. Drew Thorpe, Caden Nitschke, and Max Turnlin. If anybody gets on, it's Nathan Sheely. Thorpe was hit by a pitch in the first inning. So he remains at 8 for 20 and also with 5 walks, and now he's been hit 4 times. Tate Wolski's first pitch in the third inning is a strike on the outside corner. Came back with a changeup. One strike to Thorpe. Next one is a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the next. Outside corner strike, 1 and 2. Fastball caught the corner. Wolski works quickly, fires the next on 1-2, and misses a wall and away with a breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thorpe waits, and Wolski fires, and it's strike 3 called on the outside corner. His third strikeout, and they have all been called third strikes. 1 out in the Edgeley third with a 5-1 Edgeley lead in Carrington. And Caden Nitschke steps up The Edgeley left fielder was caught looking on strikes to end the first inning. Wolski's first pitch swung on and missed. Came with a heat there, and Nitschke couldn't catch up. Wolski with an 0-1 delivery and another fastball. This one missed low. 56 pitches now for Tate Wolski. Trent Johnson, after that 6-pitch inning, now at 34. Foul back off the roof of the backstop, makes it 1-2. Yeah, after 28 pitches in the first inning, it wasn't the easiest first inning for Trent Johnson, but had no problem in the bottom of the second. Wolski's next on 1-2 is swung on and missed, and down goes Nitschke for the second time on strikes. The fourth strikeout for Wolski, and 2 out in the Edgeley third. And right fielder Max Turnlin is the batter, and he was caught looking at strike 3 to lead off the second. And a fastball misses high and away. Turnlin struck out in his only plate appearance in the game in Edgeley last month. 2 balls and no strikes as the next one listed whoa from Wolski. And here comes Tate again. Fastball on the outside corner, this time 2-1. Scheduled for 3 games in as many days. Carrington Post 25 swung on and missed his Turnlin 2-2. BJ's back with you tomorrow from Steele, weather permitting. 4:45 for Carrington and Kidder County. And then Carrington at New Rockford to play Cheyenne, New Rockford Friday, also 4:45. 2-2. Breaking ball strike on the outside corner, strike 3 called, and Tate Wolski strikes out the side in the Edgeley third. Yes, he did have the calm inning he wanted with 3 more strikeouts. His strikeout total now up to 5. On the Bank Forward scoreboard on 1600, 100.1 the Cardinal at the end of 2.5, Edgeley 5, Carrington 1. Tate Wolski had an easy top of the third. Let's see what Carrington can do in the bottom half. Trailing 5-1 to Edgeley. Taylor Marion, the second baseman, leads off. He'll be followed by Josh Bickett and Jacob Basons. For Marion, 2 for 8 to begin this season, and he takes a fastball that missed a little outside. Taylor, 0 for 3 in the game in Edgeley on June 16th. And he takes another one low and away, and he's ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes against Trent Johnson, who was struck out 4. Next pitch, fouled out of play first base side. 2-1 to Marion. 5 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Edgeley, 1 run, no hits, 2 errors. Carrington in the home half of the third. It's the second game in this park this year. Next one, where'd that miss? A little low, I guess, and it's 3-1 to Marion. Trent Johnson wanted the call, didn't get it, but quickly fires the next. And a fastball is in at the knees for a strike and right down the middle. Now the count full to Marion. Right-handed batter awaits a payoff pitch. Fastball missed a little outside, ball 4. And Johnson issues his second walk. Back to the top of the Carrington order and Josh Bickett. Johnson's numbers before today, 3-0, 2 starts, won them both, 1 in his relief appearance, 1.50 ERA, 14 innings before today, just 3 runs, 9 hits, 17 strikeouts, 5 walks. First pitch is inside for a strike to Bickett, who walked and scored the Carrington run in the last of the first inning. Lead off first by Mehring. Being held by Nitschke. Throw over. And fairly close, although that didn't look like it was Johnson's best move. Mehring has stolen a base, been caught once. Carrington coming in. 9 of 12 stealing. Here goes the runner. The pitch is high and away, and no throw made by Carlson. And Talon Mehring has the first stolen base of this day for Carrington, and the count even now 1-1 to Josh Bickett. 5-1 Edgeley, if you're just with us. Last half of the third inning. Next delivery on the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Inside fastball. Tied up Josh, and he's down on the count now 1-2. A little hazy. Thin clouds in the horizon, but ooh, it's hot. Swing and a foul back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is one of those days where pitchers may not need all the way to their warm-up tosses to get warm. You can be nice and loose on a day like this. 1-2 to Bickett. Look at the runner at second. Now the delivery by Trent Johnson, fouled again back to the screen by Bickett, right off one of the poles. You heard that. So he's already thrown more pitches, 11 in this inning, than he did in the second, which was only 6. Mehring on second. He led off with a walk, then stole second base. 1-2 count to Josh Bickett. Trent Johnson delivers. Fastball, grounded to the right side. Sheely picks it up. Nathan throws for the out. And on to third is Talon Mehring. 1 down, Mehring at third. So Bickett with the next best thing if you can't walk or get a hit. He hit the ball to the right side and allowed the runner to move 90 feet. Now Jacob Basons, who struck out his first time. Trent Johnson's first delivery is a ground ball. Past Friedenberg at third, recovers, throws, safe at first. In to score is Mehring. And Basons trying to stretch it to second as the throw was a little wide to first, but Basons is out trying to stretch it. So now it is 5-2 for Edgeley, but now there are 2 down and nobody on as Jacob, a little bit greedy there, trying to get that extra 90 feet, but was thrown out at second base. Now Max Whitman at the bat. And he took a ball inside. It's an error. Next delivery. Swung on and missed by Whitman. On a high fastball. Count even at 1-1. Carrington still doesn't have a hit, but now they're down 5-2 to Edgeley's. Whitman with a fly ball into right center field. Drops in for a base hit in front of Barnick. So there's the first Carrington hit delivered by Max Whitman, who is now continuing a great start. 7 for 12 now. And he keeps it going for Kyle Johnson. Caught looking at strike 3 his first time. First ball hitting here to the shortstop Hansen, and steps on second for the force, and that retires the side. Carrington gains a run back. They have their first hit, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, but a runner thrown out of the bases, 1 left. Through 3 on the Bank Forward scoreboard. Now Edgeley 5, Carrington 2 on 1600 100.1, the Cardinal. with Max Whitman still having to put his gear on since he made the last out in the bottom of the third. Carrington's head coach Grady Shipman is warming up Tate Wolski. To the fourth inning, Edgeley 5, Carrington 2. David Burrow in for BJ today, and glad you're with us here in the Cardinal. Well, for Grady, having to go it alone, doesn't even have another coach, and a team with only 10 players on it. Grady, of course, just completed his first season at VCSU. Bit of a rough year for him on the mound, but Vikings are confident in him. And of course, VCSU goes to the Frontier Conference next season with the NSAA being no more. They and Dickinson State return to the Frontier Conference, of course, for Dickinson State, along with, of course, Mayville State, Dakota State, and Bellevue. And there's going to be some travel in that league, especially for the football playing teams. In fact, VCSU has to play a game this season at Eastern Oregon. Dickinson State knows what that's like. Meanwhile, Edgeley bats in the fourth, up 5-2 against Tate Wolski with Nathan Sheely, Zeke Barnick, Ross Fredenberg. 9-1 and 2 in the order. First one to Sheely misses low, and Nathan reached on an error and scored in the second inning. First pitch was a ball. The next pitch is 2 as it's low and away. Duo delivery by Wolski. It's in for a strike, 2-1. And the next delivery is a fly ball into left field. But in comes Jacob Basands in short left to make the catch. One away, and now 5 in a row retired by Tate Wolski. Back to the top of the Edgeley order, and their best hitter so far, Zeke Barnick, and he's hit well today. Singled in the first, doubled in the second, and scored in each inning. And Barnick is now 20 for 46. First pitch. He took a breaking ball outside. He had a hit in the meeting in Edgeley last month. Foul out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. I know you're quickly doing the math out there. That's 435 now for Zeke Barnick. 1-1. Strike on the inside corner makes the count 1-2. And Tate Wolski is now already up to 70 pitches here in the top of the fourth. Here's the next. Strike 3 call, a fastball at the knees. Sends Barnick back to the dugout with strikeout number 6 for Tate Wolski, 2 up and 2 down on the Edgeley fourth, and Ross Friedenberg at bat. And he's already driven in 2 runs. One with that RBI ground ball in the first, and the other with the infield hit in the second. First pitch from Wolski. Missed outside with a fastball. This field in excellent shape. Nice and green with the rainy spring and early summer we've had. Next pitch misses high, 2-0. Damian Carlson would be next. There are 2 out, nobody on in the top of the fourth. Edgeley batting and leading 5-2. The next pitch is low. Now 3-0 to Friedenberg. Wolski hasn't walked a batter. He has hit one. 3 balls, no strikes. Wolski again to Friedenberg, and Ross took a strike. 3-1 now. And the 3-1 pitch is a pop-up, right side of the infield. Short pop-up, easy play for Taylon Maring. Out number 3 in a second straight 1-2-3 inning for Tate Wolski, who's now retired the last 7. 3.5 complete in Carrington on the Bank Forward scoreboard on 1600 100.1. The Cardinal, Edgeley 5, Carrington 2. Happy to have you with us and hope you are keeping cool. Edgeley leading Carrington post 25. Edgeley post 14, of course. 5-2. Last of the fourth. David Burrow in for BJ today. Remember, you can watch this game at the Cardinal Sports YouTube channel. Jackson Miller ably taking care of the video today. Thank you, sir. Tate Wolski, Jamison Coots, and Evan Johnson 5, 6, 7 in the carries in order in the last of the fourth against Trent Johnson. And if anybody reaches, it'll be Isaiah Otis. So Wolski will try to help himself. He struck out swinging to end the first inning. Trent Johnson has allowed just 1 hit in 3 innings, thrown 51 pitches, struck out 4, and he's walked 2. Errors have led to both of the carries and runs. First pitch to Wolski is a bouncer foul, dribbling down the third baseline, strike 1 to Tate. Trying to put it together at the plate. Now only 1 of 13 to start. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. He was late on a fastball. And it's 0-2. Wolski down on the count. Trent Johnson ready with the next. And a breaking ball just missed outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wolski back in the right-handed batter's box. Straightaway infield and outfield for him. Next delivery's coming, and an inside pitch is on 3 hops to short. Hansen charges in the grass, throws for the out. Good play. On a very slowly hit ball, 1 down, Brady Hansen played that one now and knew he had to hurry. He knows very well about the good speed Tate Wolski has. 1 down. Jamison Coots, the left-handed batting first baseman, steps in for Carrington. He grounded to third his first time in this game and took an inside fastball. More regular season action ahead for the Cardinals. And here's the pitch inside, and the count is 2-0, and the sprinklers have just come on. Well, they were timed to come on at 6:25, and that's when they came on. So we're going to have to wait until these things can get turned off. This has happened before. And by the way, first baseman, this is pretty smart. Jacob Nitschke is standing right under it. Hey, I want to get cooled off. Now they've turned the sprinklers off. But when Denver had minor league baseball, this is years ago. This is in the 80s at Mile High Stadium, which was originally, you may not know this, a baseball stadium way before the Broncos moved in there. But yeah, there was a game going on there one night. All of a sudden, all the sprinklers just came on right in the middle of a game. The wait was a little longer than this. 2-0 pitch is a looper right to the shortstop Hansen, and Brady makes the catch for out number 2. So that brief delay didn't bother Trent Johnson, apparently. 2 up, 2 down. Evan Johnson at the plate for Carrington. He fanned his first time. 5-2 Edgeley. We're in the last of the fourth at the stadium at the City Park in Carrington. First pitch misses low. Yeah, Keith Creel was pitching for the Denver Bears that night when the sprinklers came on at Mile High Stadium. One of the funniest things you'll ever see. Swung on and missed by Evan Johnson. Count even at 1-1. Good breaking ball there by Trent Johnson. This right-hander mixes his pitches pretty well. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed. Evan Johnson was late. Now he's down on the count of 1-2. Trent had a 1-2-3 in the second, looking for another here on the fourth. A 1-2 pitch is coming. Fastball, strike 3 on the outside corner, and Johnson down on strikes for the second time. Strikeout number 5 for Trent Johnson. And Evan Johnson for Carrington has struck out twice. 1-2-3, Carrington down in order in the fourth, and through 4. Edgeley 5, Carrington 2 on the Bank Forward scoreboard on 1600 100.1, the Cardinal. It's starting to be a little late in this game. Fifth inning now. Edgeley bats with a 5-2 lead in Carrington. Tate Wolski has settled down. He's retired the last 7. His defense didn't help him out in the first couple of innings. He couldn't pitch around those errors. 2 in the first and 3 in the second for Edgeley. Carrington with single runs in the first and third. Damian Carlson, Jacob Nitschke, Brady Hansen, heart of the order, 3-4-5 in the Edgeley fifth inning. Tate Wolski's first pitch to Damian Carlson is a breaking ball that misses high. Carlson reached on air, scored in the first, or at least the courtesy runner for him scored in the first inning, and then a sacrifice fly in the second for Damian, who takes a strike, and it's 1-1. That was the 78th pitch for Tate Wolski. 49 of them strikes. 1-1. Fastball low and away, past Whitman into the backstop. And now it's 2 balls and 1 strike as a new baseball is thrown out to Wolski, and he quickly brings it back. Breaking ball in for a strike. Split the plate in 2, 2-2 the count. Wolski, kick, and the 2-2 delivery is a line drive on one hop, but taken by Johnson. Throw across, but it's high and safe is Damian Carlson. One big hop for Evan Johnson. The throw a little bit high. Like it would have beaten it out. We'll give him a hit on that one. Luke Nitschke, as he did in the first inning, is the courtesy runner for the catcher Carlson. Now Jacob Nitschke came in at 306, and he's 2-2 for 2 today with a couple of RBI singles, and he's first ball hitting here and fouls it out of play behind us. Edgeley 5, Carrington 2. Top of the 5th inning. Edgeley's out hit Carrington 6-1. Couple of errors committed by each team. Jacob Nitschke looking down for a sign. Luke Nitschke's on first base. Tate Wolski delivers. Fastball bounded to the left of the mound, taken by the second baseman, Maring, and it's under his glove and into short right center field. Around to third is Luke Nitschke, Carrington's third error. A relatively easy play for Talon Maring, but the ball just skimmed under his glove. And Luke Nitschke all the way around to third base, and there are runners at the corners with nobody out for Edgeley as they try to improve their 5-2 lead here in the 5th inning with shortstop Brady Hansen at the bat. 2 ground balls for Brady, 0 for 2. A force out and a ground out. First pitch. Runner goes from first. Pitch high and inside. The throw is high, but beats him there, and out is Nitschke. Shortstop Kyle Johnson taking the throw on the run. But Jacob Nitschke hadn't been to the bag yet and never made it. Caught stealing 2-6, the first Edgeley out here in the top of the 5th. Now Luke Nitschke on third. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to Hansen. With Drew Thorpe waiting on deck. 85 pitches now for Tate Wolski, but I can imagine Grady Shippen will want him to go as long as he can. This he feels is his best. 1-1. Fastball low. Lead off third by Luke Nitschke. He's the courtesy runner for Carlson. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. Evens the count to Brady Hansen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. First base runner since the 2nd inning for Edgeley as they try to improve on a 5-2 lead over Carrington. Top of the 5th. 2-2, 1 down. Tate Wolski with a line and the pitch, and he swung and missed at a pitch in the dirt. Throwing to first to complete the strikeout is Max Whitman. Luke Nitschke cannot advance, stays on third base. 2 down now. Luke had some designs about it, but Whitman looked him back to the bag. So it'll take a 2-out hit, most likely, for Drew Thorpe if Edgeley wants to have anything happen more in this top of the 5th inning. Thorpe, 0 for 1, struck out. He's been hit by a pitch, and he's first ball hitting here and fouls in on a play behind us. Back to 4th Street, just about. Strike one. Wolski doesn't ever take too much time. Ready with the next one again. Swung on and missed. Big looping breaking ball. Looked like at least a changeup. Thorpe was too late. He's down 0-2 and waits on the next and misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wolski trying to get out of a mess. Edgeley at first and third, nobody out. Now a runner on third and 2 down. And the next pitch misses low and away, and it's 2-2 to Thorpe. What a boost it would be for Carrington if they can get out of this shortly. 2-2 pitch coming. Fastball is bounced to the left side. In comes Evan Johnson on the grass. Throw across. Got him at first. Edgeley indeed does not score after having runners at the corners with nobody out. They're limited to a run, no runs and a hit, an error, and 1 left. Edgeley has left 4. Now, 4.5 complete on the Bank Forward scoreboard here in Carrington on 1600, 100.1. The Cardinal. Edgeley's lead over Carrington remains 5-2. Jackson Miller and I are fly swatters up here. It's a hot day, 90 degrees in Carrington. Brent Johnson back on the mound for Edgeley, who leads 5-2 over Carrington to the bottom of the 5th inning. And for Carrington, 8, 9, and 1 in their order. Isaiah Otis, Talon Maring, and Josh Bickett. If anybody reaches, it's Jacob Basons. Trent Johnson has allowed only 1 hit. That was a single to Max Whitman in the 3rd inning. First pitch to Otis is in for a strike. He grounded out his first time. Carrington at 1-2. Again, only an 8-game schedule for Carrington post 25. Next pitch misses inside. 1-1 to Isaiah Otis. But 2 more coming up in the next 2 days. Otis with a fly ball into medium deep left field. Now in on it comes the left fielder Cade Nitschke and has it for the first out in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5 in a row retired now by Trent Johnson. Talon Maring started the 2nd inning rally for Carrington with a walk. He stole a base, later scored an error. First pitch is a little pop left side, easy play for Ross Friedenberg, and he has it 2 up and 2 down as Marin first ball hitting is out. Well, Trent Johnson had a 6-pitch 1-2-3 inning in the 2nd. He's needed only 4 pitches to retire the first 2 outs here in the last of the 5th. Josh Bickett at the bat. Walked, scored, grounded out. First pitch to Josh. He's first ball hitting, grounds it to the right side. First baseman Nitschke takes it. Right to the bag comes Jacob. And down in order, Carrington on only 5 pitches by Trent Johnson, who's now retired 7 straight. 5 innings complete on the Bank Forward scoreboard on 1600, 100.1 The Cardinal. Edgeley in Carrington leads 5-2. Now it is getting late. Sixth inning now at the City Park Baseball Stadium in Carrington. Edgeley 5, Carrington 2. I am not BJ, nor do I claim to be. I'm David Pearl. BJ will be back with you tomorrow when, weather permitting, Carrington plays in Steele against Kidder County with a 4:45 airtime. And then on Friday, the short trip over to New Rockford. Of course, it's not a far trip to Steele either, but New Rockford's even shorter. Cheyenne, New Rockford, the opponent Friday, and BJ will have that with you also here on the Cardinal at 4:45. Kate Nitschke, Max Turnlin, Nathan Sheely, bottom three in the Edgeley order in the top of the sixth against Tate Wolski, who delivers the first one low. Nitschke has struck out twice, 2 of the 7 strikeouts for Tate Wolski. 1-0 pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen. Strikeout in the first, another in the second. Struck out the side in the third. Single strikeouts in the fourth and fifth for Tate Wolski. We're in the sixth. 1-1. Here's the next. Breaking ball low and away. Past Whitman and back to the screen. 2-1. I don't make the umpire go get that. But he did. No breaks for the umpires on this hot day. This 90-degree early evening in Carrington on a Wednesday. What day is this? Wednesday. The 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed. It's 2-2. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah. They all run together anymore. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nitschke. Yes, it is Wednesday. Next one low and away and back to the screen again to fill the count. It is the 9th of July. Already. Where is this year going? Where is this decade going? Full count. Payoff pitch is a little low to Kate Nitschke, ball 4. That's the first free pass that Wolski has issued. Tate had issued 6 in his first couple of starts. He does have a complete game. I said in the air earlier, 1 relief appearance and 1 start. That's not the case. He started 2 of the first 3 Carrington games. Max Turnlin foul tips it into the mid of Whitman. He's down a strike. He has struck out twice. Kate Nitschke on first, 1 down, top of the 6th. Edgeley leading 5-2 as a few more clouds roll in. Strike on the outside corner, but still plenty of sunshine. The count's 0-2 to Max Turnlin. Wolski with an 0-2 pitch. This is a pop-up in foul territory. Who wants it? Well, everybody wants it, but it's blowing out of play. Evan Johnson, Max Whitman, Tate Wolski all took a look, but it kept drifting foul, and it is. And Turnlin stays up there still with an 0-2 count. 5-2 Edgeley leading and batting in the top of the 6th here in Carrington. Kate Nitschke on first, nobody out. Max Turnlin waits at an 0-2 from Tate Wolski, and it's on the way. Breaking ball high. Out of his crouch to catch it is Whitman. Coots, Mehring, Kyle Johnson, and Evan Johnson from the first to third in the Carrington infield. Swing on a foul tip at the plate. Just getting a piece of that was Turnlin. Jacob Basins, Josh Bickett, Isaiah Otis from left to right in the outfield, and Max Whitman the high in the plate for Carrington. 1-2 to Max Turnlin. Next from Wolski. Breaking ball low and away, and the patience paying off so far for Max is even the count now 2-2. That was the 105th pitch for Wolski, so his day about at an end. Pitch high, and it's 3-2. That's right at the limit, you know. He can complete this batter. Threw it to first to make sure Kate Nitschke stays on the bag. But a lot of pitches in the airs in the first 2 innings so far have cost Carrington and Wolski. And the next one's low ball 4, back-to-back walks. Have runners on first and second with nobody out. Nathan Sheely strides in. My count, There's 107. It says 102 on the board, but I think they've missed a few. Sheely shows bunt and bunts it to the mound. Wolski looks at third, throws there easily out is Caden Edgeley. It just didn't get a very good jump. He's out 1-5. Sheely's out on the fielder's choice. And Zeke Barnick, a very good hitter at the top of the Edgeley order at the bat. One out. Runners on first and second, still grounded to the mound. Wolski with a look to third again. Throws there again. Again the out. That's the only play. But good recognition there by Wolski on a one-hopper right back to him. So now it is Sheely at second, Barnick at first, and now two down. Edgeley had first and third, nobody out in the top of the fifth and didn't score. First and second, nobody out in this inning. Now it's first and second, two down, and Ross Friedenberg at the bat. He's first ball hitting and fouls it back to the screen. So Edgeley hoping not to miss another opportunity here. Friedenberg, an infield hit in 3 trips. He's driven in 2. Also an RBI ground ball. Drove in a run with that infield single. He scored a run. Next pitch is outside and low. 1-1 to Ross Friedenberg. The hero of the game in Edgeley last month had the game-winning RBI single in the last of the 7th. 1-1. High, 2 balls and 1 strike. And Wolski looking like he's tired. It has been a hard-working day on the mound on a very hot day. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Big cut and a big fastball. Now it's 2-2 to Friedenberg. Can Wolski work his way out of another jam? 2-2 pitch. Fastball outside fills the count, and now Sheely and Barnick will be on the move. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Wolski with the pitch as the runners go. It is a ground ball foul past third, and we'll do it again. By our count now, 115 pitches for Tate Wolski. So this will be it for him. Sheely off second, Barnick off first. Another payoff pitch with 2 down to Friedenberg is low and off the glove of Whitman, but he's able to retrieve it before the runners can advance any third, but way past second base is Barnick. He's going to be able to get back. He had gone about 58 feet toward third base. I don't know whether he thought that ball was swung at or not, but he didn't stop running for a moment, but he did just in time. So the third walk of this inning has loaded the bases. And Damian Carlson steps up with the bases loaded. Infield single in 2 at-bats. First pitch outside for a ball. A sacrifice fly 2 for Damian. Wolski's next. Fastball low and away. 2-0 to Carlson. You can see it now. Tate Wolski really laboring in this inning. 2-0 pitch. Fastball, that's in for a strike. 2-1. He's still got a chance to get out of this. Bases loaded, 2 down. Sheely on third. Barnick on second. Friedenberg on first. Little looping line drive. Caught by the second baseman, Mehring. And again, Carrington wiggles their way out of a jam. No runs, no hits in the Edgeley 6. 3 walks, but 3 left, and Edgeley is now stranded. 7. Carrington still in this game after 5.5 on the Bank Forward scoreboard. On 1600, 100.1 the Cardinals. Still Edgeley 5, Carrington 2. Serious tightrope walking on the round for Tate Wolski in the last 2 innings. Edgeley had first and third, nobody out in the fifth didn't score. First and second, nobody out. Later, the bases loaded, didn't score in the top of this inning. But Trent Johnson has been great for Edgeley. He's retired the last 7. Edgeley has a 5-2 lead. Jacob Basons leads off in the bottom of the 6th for Carrington. Max Whitman and Kyle Johnson will follow. And the first pitch to Jacob's a strike. He's 0 for 2. He's reached on an error. Carrington has been limited to 1 hit. Down 5-2 to Edgeley. Next delivery's in for a strike. Now it's 0-2. That's only the 69 pitch for Trent Johnson. Not fooling around here. Comes with an 0-2. Fastball low. Bounces back to the screen. Johnson 6 outs away from going 4-0 for Edgeley. Fastball is lined past the second baseman Shealy into short right center, base hit. Big turn by Basons around first, comes back in as Turnlin brought it back in. Just the second hit of this game for Carrington. And they have the leadoff man on for the second time in this game. Down 5-2 to Edgeley in the bottom of the 6th with Max Whitman coming up. He had the first Carrington hit, a single in the 3rd. He's also reached on an error. He's 1 for 2. Jacob Nitschke holding him on there and a throw to first. And back is Basons. And you're saying, well, what are they worried about that for? They're up 3. Well, Brady Shipman tell these guys, take a base when you can. First pitch is pop foul out of play, first base side. And Legion Ball, high school ball too. There are a lot of times when the score doesn't make a lot of difference. You want to keep runners near their bases. 3-run lead, they feel, just isn't big enough. Fastball missed high, evens the count to Whitman, 1-1. Watch this game. The Cardinal YouTube channels where you can find it. 2-1 is the pitch, misses low to Whitman. Jackson Miller taking care of the video today, and our thanks to him. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the next. And there is a strike to Whitman, and now it's 2-2. That was not me buzzing, by the way. There's still flies all over. It's hot here, folks. But clouds have obscured the sun, thankfully. 2-2. Misses high, and the count's full. Single by Basons led off the inning. Now 3-2 to Whitman. And it is a pop-up left side of the infield. In is the shortstop. Now on the right field side of the pitcher's mound, Brady Hansen in to make the catch as the wind was playing tricks with that ball. 1 down in the Carrington 6th. Basons still at first. Edgeley up 5-2. And Kyle Johnson at the bat. The Carrington shortstop has struck out and grounded into a force play. First pitch. Foul back to the screen. On pitch number 78 for Trent Johnson. For Tate Wolski, 120. Doubt we will see him in the 7th inning. Strike 1 to Kyle Johnson. Throw to first. That was a little closer. Basons had to dive back into the bag. Now Kyle Johnson calls time and steps out. Big right-handed batter's right back in. Down on the count 0-1 with 1 down. There goes the runner. The pitch is inside. Throw down to second is a little too late. A ball and a strike now to Johnson, and Basons has a stolen base. Not quite able to clutch it with Hansen, but it looked like Jacob had beaten it anyway, and that's his 2nd stolen base this season. Ball and a strike next to Kyle Johnson. Little looping liner, but this one is under it is Hansen. He ran into the runner, and the throw safe at first, but out is Basons because he knocked over Kyle Johnson. That's interference for the 2nd out. No doubt about that. Johnson reaches. But that was obstruction. And Basons is out. And in fact, that makes it a double play. And so the batter and the runner in that instance are both out. A strange double play and a bad way for Carrington to quickly end the sixth inning. It was a ball that Hansen charged, trying, and believe me, Basons did try to get out of the way, but he tripped up Hansen, and that immediately made him out, and it also made Kyle Johnson out. An odd play, and not a good one for Carrington. No runs, one hit, and nobody left. We're through six on the Bank Forward scoreboard here in 1600 100.1. The Cardinal, well, look who's back out there. Tate Wolski. He'll at least start the seventh inning with Edgeley leading Carrington 5-2. Jacob Nitschke leads off the Edgeley seventh. Tate Wolski still firing and misses low over the first pitch, ball one. Jacob Nitschke, 2 RBI singles. He's reached on an error. 5-2 Edgeley, seventh inning in Carrington. Next one is low, 2-0. And by our count, 122 pitches for Tate Wolski. Here's the next. It's in for a strike, and it's 2-1. Brady Hansen and Drew Thorpe will follow. Again, let's recap that weirdo play that ended the bottom of the sixth inning as we move along here. A very odd double play. Pitch outside, 3-1. But because Basins, and not intentionally, did try to get out of the way, but because he knocked over Brady Hansen, that made him out and the batter out on obstruction. Interference with the fielder. Swing and a miss by Jacob Nitschke. The count's full. And what had been a promising start in the inning for Carrington ended quickly. Full count. Here's the next. Bounder to the third. Couple of hops off the glove of Evan Johnson. He can't handle it. And Nitschke's on with the fourth Carrington error of the day, and the leadoff batter is on again for Edgeley. That's the fourth time they've had the leadoff man on in 7 innings. Grady Shipman makes a visit to the mound, and that is going to be that for Tate Wolski, who has had to work hard today, but his time on the mound will come to an end. So it's a Dakota Central pitching change. Leadoff man on in the top of the seventh inning for Edgeley with a 5-2 lead over Carrington. We'll tell you about the new pitcher in a moment on 1600 100.1, the Cardinal. This is Talon Maring's first pitching appearance in this season for Post 25. He delivered a strike. Now the next one bounces away from Whitman, and on to second base is Jacob Nitschke on a wild pitch. So Wolski leaves after 6+ innings. 5 runs, only 1 earned, 6 hits, struck out 7, walked 3, but 4 errors have hurt him. 5-2 Edgeley trying to add that lead over Carrington. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Brady Hansen at bat, 0 for 3. He has struck out, and he takes a strike from Talon Maring, and the count is at 1-2. 126 pitches for Tate Wolski, 75 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maring will look at second. The next one to Hansen is a short fly into short right center. In comes Josh Bickett. He's under it and has it. 1 down. Jacob Nitschke must stay at second. By the way, Tate Wolski now at second base where Talon Maring had been. DH Drew Thorpe coming up for Edgeley. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He's been hit by a pitch. Carrington will have Wolski, Coots, Johnson due up in the bottom of the 7th inning. That is Evan Johnson. First pitch, a strike to Drew Thorpe. Came in at 400, but hitless so far today. And the next one is a nice breaking ball in the inside corner for a strike. And it's 0-2. Thorpe came in 8 for 20. But down here 0-2, and the next bounce is in. Whitman couldn't find it for a moment, and on to third is Nitschke. Another wild pitch for Talon Maring. Has a 6th run for Edgeley, 90 feet away. 5-2 Edgeley, top of the 7th inning. A 1-2 delivery coming. Swing and a miss, and Thorpe down on strikes. The 8th strikeout for Carrington pitching. 2 down now in the 7th with Jacob Nitschke still on third, and Kate Nitschke coming up. Edgeley would love an insurance run here, at least one. Nitschke has struck out twice. He's walked once. First pitch from Maring is a fly ball into short left field. On comes base hands, but out is the shortstop, making a great play and catching it. Kyle Johnson. It wasn't going to reach. Base ons, he nearly got to it, could not make the catch, we should say, and Nitschke is in to score. Great try there. But a blue pit does bring in that 6th run. Kate Nitschke with the RBI. First one low and into Turnlin. Sixth RBI for Nitschke, a 6-2 Edgeley lead, and, well, it got a little tougher then for Carrington. Breaking ball high, 2-0. So Carrington will need at least 3 runners in the bottom of the 7th. Next pitch on a 2-0. It's high. Now it's ball 3. And now it's up to Maring and Carrington to recover and hold Edgeley right here where they are with a 4-run lead. 3 balls, no strikes to Turnlin. Missed high. A 4-pitch walk will bring up Nathan Sheely. Nathan Sheely 0 for 3. He has reached on error and scored, and he takes a strike. A run in, 2 down, first and second. Edgeley now up 6-2, top of the 7th inning, trying for the regular season sweep of Carrington. They won at Edgeley last month. Next pitch is a short fly ball into left center, but in to make the catch is Josh Bickett. But an insurance run, Edgeley hopes anyway. 1 run, 1 hit, another error, and 2 left. Last chance for Carrington to the bottom of the 7th on the Bank Forward scoreboard. Here on 1600, 100.1 The Cardinal, Edgeley leads Carrington 6-2. Carrington needs some traffic. Down 6-2 to Edgeley. Last chance in the bottom of the 7th inning for Carrington, post 25. Against Trent Johnson, who's allowed only 2 hits. Tate Wolski, Jamison Coots, and Evan Johnson set to bat for Carrington. For Wolski, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Now the second baseman. He gave it all his all on the mound today, but couldn't pitch around the airs, and he takes the first pitch from Trent Johnson inside for ball 1. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks for Johnson. Next pitch. Fouled, out of play on the first base side by Wolski. It's 1-1. Johnson looking for his 4th win, his first complete game of this season. He's 3-0. 1-1 delivery. Fastball swung on and missed. Blew that one right past Tate, and the count's 1-2 to Wolski. That was Trent Johnson's 83rd pitch by our count. Here's the next on 1-2. Strike 3 call. Wolski is caught looking at a breaking ball. He didn't think so, but it was at the knees, and Wolski unhappily trudges back to the third base dugout. There's 1 down and 2 to go for Edgeley. And Jamison Coots comes up. First pitch is a line drive going the other way into short left field for a base hit. Good hitting there by Coots. Taking the ball the other way, has the 3rd Carrington hit. Well, there's one of the base runners they need. And up steps Evan Johnson, who has struck out twice. Jamison continuing his good start. Coots is now 4 for 12. First pitch to Evan Johnson from Trent Johnson, low for ball 1. But Carrington needs 2 more on base, down 6-2 to Edgeley. Nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Next pitch is a strike right down the middle on a fastball, and the count's 1-1. Tomorrow in Steele, Carrington and Kidder County. BJ has it for you here in the Cardinal at 4:45. Swing and a foul tip at the plate by Evan Johnson, and he's now in the hole at 1-2. Coots at first, but they're not even bothering to hold him at this point. With a 4-run lead now, over closer to him is the first baseman, Jacob Nitschke. 1-2 pitch. Bounded to the right side. Sheely on the charge. Tags the runner. Throws to first for a double play to end the game. Coots had to stop, and Sheely was waiting for him for the tag, and a nifty double play to wrap up a season sweep in the regular season for Edgeley over Carrington. In the Carrington 7th, no runs, 1 hit, but a double play and nobody left. Final score, Edgeley 5, Carrington 2, 10-2 now for Edgeley. Win number 5 in district play. Carrington falls to 1-3, and our postgame is next on 1600 100.1 The Cardinal. It's even though it's been a short season, it's been kind of a school of hard knocks for Carrington Post 25 baseball. This a team that now at least has 10 players, but some of them Babe Ruth age, and they have had to go against a good Edgeley team twice. They were in until the 7th inning in the first time around, but today Edgeley took advantage of Carrington's errors, had a 5-1 lead after an inning and a half, and then defeated Carrington by a score of 6-2. 6 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for Edgeley with 9 stranded, 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for Carrington, and they left 2. Trent Johnson with a complete game victory improves to 4-0 on the season. The loss goes to Tate Wolski, and he is now 1-1. For Trent Johnson, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 89 pitches. Wolski pitched into the 7th inning. Threw a lot of pitches today, 126. Gave up 7 hits. Had a couple of good innings, including striking out the side in the 3rd, but 4 errors for Carrington hurt, and they are now at 1-3. So for Grady Shipman's team, well, this is just the start of a very busy week. Tomorrow, weather permitting, they'll play Kidder County in Steele. And BJ will have that for you here in the Cardinal at 4:45 tomorrow afternoon. And then on Friday, it is over to New Rockford to face Cheyenne New Rockford. And that's also a 4:45 airtime. Our thanks to the nice folks here in Carrington. Thanks to Jackson Miller for his help with the video, with a reminder again that you can watch this game at the Cardinals YouTube channel. And our thanks to BJ Walters for his help. I'm David Burrell. On the Bank Forward scoreboard, Edgeley completes the regular season sweep. Edgeley post 14 over Carrington post 25, 6-2. Thanks for listening. Stay cool and good evening.